Hey, Ben Atkins here with the Convert or Die podcast. It is great to have you today. Today we are talking about the pirate model of building up your startup or your business, how to use the pirate model. And hopefully you'll get a good laugh out of this whole thing here in just a couple minutes, why they call it the pirate model. Now, before we get started, I want to mention our sponsor and a company that I'm a founder of. It's scriptdoll.com. If you're looking to create sales copy, both in emails, sales pages, sales videos, if you're looking to create copy, it converts and gets people to really understand your product and why they need it in their lives. ScriptDoll is something that will absolutely help you get there and get there fast. Go to scriptdoll.com. You can check it out. And let's get started. Let's dive in. So this whole pirate model, now why is it called the pirate model? It's a funny setup. The letters that make this up, it's really 5 things that you need to know. Okay, so 5 things that you need to know. And the letters that make up this so that you can remember it are AARRR, which stands for R, which sounds like a pirate, right? So they call this the pirate model of growing a startup. Now, let's talk about what those things actually are. You've got 5 things. We're going to talk about what they are, then we'll dive deep into them. First is acquisition. Okay, so bringing people on in the first place. So acquisition. Next is activation, which is how to get people, basically really using your product. After that, we've got retention, which is keeping them around. I do need an eye patch for this. Yeah, keeping them around. We've got referral, which is getting them to talk to other people about your product. And finally, revenue, which is monitoring your revenue. It doesn't matter if you have all the other stuff if you can't afford to keep the party going. Now, for those of you that don't know, before we dive into what all those things are and how you can use it to grow your business, I want to let you know that every time we actually cut these podcasts, we try to do them in front of a live audience on Periscope. So you can download the Periscope app and you can follow me at Ben Atkins, BenAdkins. And when we actually do one of these live sessions, you can follow me live and you can ask questions as we're going through this. So if I stop to answer a question, it's coming from our live Periscope audience, which is always a whole heck of a lot of fun. All right, so let's get started. The pirate model, you heard the 5 things. Let's start with acquisition. So acquisition, all right? This is when you first really get in with your customer and you first start bringing them into the fold, right? This is when you first start bringing them in the fold. This is when they first sign up. So we do content marketing. We've got things that are out there that attract people to our site. Maybe you're getting shares on your content on social media. They come to your site. They're like, oh, this is good content. Oh, there's a software or there's a business model that I can invest into and I can learn more. Or there's a service that I can use. So they come and however they get to your site, there's something about acquisition. Okay, now ScriptDoll, our company that we've got, helps with the acquisition part, right? So that's the whole idea. We want you to get you to sign up to the list. We want you to get to sign up for the launch. We want you to actually sign up for the product if we have the product there. But that's the idea. Now, let me ask you guys something, and I'm going to use ScriptDoll as the example because I think it's a good example. When you all sign up for ScriptDoll, our software that we've got that helps people sell stuff, when you sign up, is that the end of our work? Just because we have this great piece of software that helps folks get going, is that the end of our work? Just the acquisition. Once we have acquired you as a customer, is that the end of our work? Just because the software is amazing and it does what it's supposed to do? No. There's a phase. The next phase of this whole thing is called activation. And this is what we call kind of our Zen point. When I actually activate a customer, that's huge. It's not just about getting the sign up. The sign up is meaningless if I don't activate my new customer. Now, this is what I mean. Every software out there, every software as a service, every business out there, every service that you've got that you're selling has what we call an activation point. This is the point where someone does something that means they are using your product and they are locked in. Okay? So for ScriptDoll, this is our activation point. Our activation point is they actually create a script. They create a script and they use it in their business. So creating a script is a huge thing. When they first go in, you fill out a couple pieces of information and we create your first script. That's a huge activation point for us, that you actually create your first script, because now you have sales copy, right? That's a huge thing for us. Now, the second is that you actually use it in your business. So you take it and you put it in. We know that if we can get people past that activation point, there's a huge opportunity for us to keep them forever, or at least for a very long period of time as an active ScriptDoll subscriber, because it proves how useful the tool is and it shows people how powerful it is. Hopefully everybody on the Periscope feed, we're getting a lot of hearts, so everybody's kind of digging that. Good. But that's the idea. Once you get them activated, you're much better. So it's not just about acquisition. It's not just about acquisition. It is 100% about, do we activate them once we have acquired them? Okay? So let's move on. Retention. Retention's the next thing. Retention is about, how do we keep people engaged? How do we keep them in? So in ScriptDoll, one of the main ways we keep people in is we have these things called office hours. Okay? We have every 2 weeks, we get folks on and we teach them something new about how they can use ScriptDoll, and more importantly, how they can do other things in conjunction with ScriptDoll to keep them around. This helps our retention go way up. It's not just about acquiring new customers. It's about keeping people actively using our software, keeping them engaged, and keeping them getting value from us as a company. Okay, so we've got the retention. That's huge. But what are the things that you can build into your company that keeps people coming back for more and keeps adding value past the original purchase? That is a huge, huge thing. And if you can do that, you can retain more customers, and your competitors aren't going to stand a chance because they're not going to invest the time past that original purchase date. Okay? So that's huge. Now, past that, referral. What are you doing in your business that is causing people to go out and refer more people to your business? Do you have these things in place? What do you have in place that is going to get people to refer more people? Now, one of the things we actively do with ScriptDoll is we actively say, hey, you got a result? Can you cut us a video? Can we feature you as content? Can we bring you on the office hours? Can we bring you on the podcast, the Convert or Die podcast, which is what you're listening to right now? Can we bring you on to tell your story and to teach something? Getting people to do those things is big for referrals because it engages them. Now, there's other things you can do that are very, very powerful, and I'm sure we'll cover some more of those in the Convert or Die podcast, but there you go. Finally, revenue. All right, this is the last R, revenue. If you are spending more money than you are making on your business, you're shutting down. So you have to actually monitor your revenue. If you are pricing too low, you're going to know that pretty quickly. Number one, you'll probably have a ton of people sign up. You need to test your pricing in a way that you almost price it to a point where no one will sign up anymore. That sounds crazy, right? But you need to price it there's a lot of strategies to pricing, but you need to price your stuff to a point that no one will sign up anymore. Because a lot of times you start off pricing too low. And you need to have that in there. So the idea is you also have to be able to pay for growth. All right. So in your pricing, are you paying for support? Are you paying for things that will help you grow? Are you paying to bring on those content folks? That's a big thing. Now, the cool thing is unless you test a lot of pricing, you're not going to know. One of the things that we discovered in the last little bit is really adding in a $1 trial, which, by the way, you can go to the show notes, and we've got a $1 trial for everybody listening to this podcast at scriptdoll.com. You can go and you can start a $1 trial. We found that is a huge thing for us because people can't really understand what our software does until they use it. So the $1 trial is absolutely huge to get people going. And once they get in there and they use it, they get it, okay? And that is a big, big part of how we have grown and how we continue to grow past our launch phase week after week after week, okay? So let's go through this real quick as we're coming to the end. The pirate model of growth, the things you need to focus on are AARRR. Acquisition, activation, we've got retention, we've got referrals, and of course we've got revenue coming in. So hopefully you learned some stuff today. Hopefully that helps you get going with how to start paying attention to certain things in your business, how to tweak certain things, and really what to focus on as you're sort of coming from the ground up with your business, your startup, whatever it is that you are trying to grow. So thanks for listening to the Convert or Die podcast. I hope this was another useful session for you. Join us on Periscope. You can find me at Ben Atkins. You can go to scriptdoll.com, click on blog or podcast. You will see things in the show notes. And we've also got some other cool stuff on the blog that you can rock out. And as always, we've got the dollar trial for our podcast listeners only that you can find in the show notes. But just so you know, you can type in podcast when purchasing ScriptDoll, and it's going to give you the dollar trial option to check it out and get started. All right, so Ben Atkins here. Hopefully you enjoyed this. Thanks to everybody that made this particular podcast possible. Thanks to our Periscope audience. Thanks to everybody that came in and helped us put this one together. I will talk with you next time.